I'm all over the place right now. Pardon me. I don't even have my intro. It's not even coming out of my mouth today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Yeah, that thing. It's me. It's that M-A-T-T, and it's Huge Pop, of course, and making his on-time debut, the diva of the Huge Pop Wrestling podcast.
Oh, the diva. Uh-oh. The diva. Now you're a diva, Mike. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, it goes with your women's title you were just showing us.
Oh. So. This could be his last appearance. No one has words. No one has words.
So, ladies and gentlemen, so hi, how's it going? I'm, looking for a podcast to be on. I run noon.
So we're kicking it off with a fucking bang today. That's for sure. If you're out there watching, thanks for stopping in. We're talking about everything Monday Night Raw and whatever else happened over the last 24 to 48 hours in professional wrestling.
Sure.
So, Monday Night Raw. It was better than last week. I will say that.
That's true.
I could have put a better.
Lot, though.
Yeah. I could have booked a better show from last week, so.
100%.
Anyway, so we started off with what? Finn versus Ray, part 20.
Yeah, 755.
It at this point, Ray just needs to be done with the whole Judgment Day. It's been going on for like the last year, at least, right?
Right.
So, they're gonna build it to the point where it's gonna be Ray Dom again at probably SummerSlam. Or Ray Finn at SummerSlam, Ray Damian Priest at SummerSlam, Ray against the whole Judgment Day at SummerSlam, and a 3-on-1 handicap match in a steel cage with special guest referee Edge and special outside the ring enforcer is Omos.
There you go.
Gotta throw Omos in there somewhere. Just
you can't forget your favorite. You can't forget your favorite celebrity.
Oh yeah, you gotta have Bad Bunny in the mix too, because we can't have a WrestleMania without Bad Bunny.
You so far, like I'm gonna take it from Lord Maddox so far. First you had the Mountain Dew match, then you had the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now you just had the Tampax First Blood match, and you're good to go.
There you go. But we can't forget Dom's asinine mic skills at the beginning of that. That guy.
What did he say? How did he word that?
This is what he said. He says, "Sticks his nose out of Judgment Day." That made no sense. But what made more than no sense was keep your name out of my mouth, out of your mouth. He can't even make the statement right. Like, dude, you suck.
Yeah, I see. I heard that too. I'm sure they were practicing two different things, and it happens. He stumbled over his words.
Yeah, yep. But no, you're right, Matt. We've seen too many of this Rey Mysterio and Judgment Day shit. I'd like to see Rhea leave that group. Rhea turn heel or somebody turn heel. But you're gonna get Ray and Bad Bunny and Dominic and Damian Priest at Backlash, aren't you? I think I heard that.
Yeah, I think that's what they end up saying.
Yeah. So that's what it is. I guess
shared over the Discord.
But I don't know.
So yeah, like we said, Finn wins. Oh yay! Didn't see that coming.
Sure. But Ray, he can move still though. He's a good. I think he's still, but he's done. He has to be done though. We have to be over this.
He's on too much of a losing streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean when he did that, I think the spot of the whole match was when he did that sliding splash going out of the ring.
Yeah.
I think that was like the only moment that really stood out to me. I mean, just that match just didn't do anything for me. It was the opening match of the night. So
I thought it was pretty good. It was a solid match.
Yeah, I agree with Mike. It was a solid match. I liked how they are continuous with that chain with Dominic and that chain. I like that. I like that aspect of how Dom interfered. So I thought it was a good match. Ray can still go. Finn hitting that coup de grace off the top rope. That was good.
I mean, just continuing the story, which I think it's starting to run its course. But I mean, you can only go so long with my daddy left me behind for so long. So
yeah.
Hey Kim, how you doing? Thanks for jumping in.
So followed that match with a match that's getting scrutinized like crazy all over all social media, and why Liv and Raquel got a match before Ronda and Shayna. People are pissed off that they got the match instead, and because it's why them, they didn't win that Mania. And Ronda and Shayna did. So what's the point of the showcase when the winner isn't really getting a reward for that? And I understand that, but it's
dude, I think Shayna's still injured, isn't she?
Yeah, she got hurt in that match.
All right. So guys, if you guys don't mind. If you don't mind. So I'm gonna go on my my mic thing, what I normally do. Everybody watching the product. If you're watching the product, understand what the hell's going on. If someone's injured, how can they go for the titles? Once again, Lita was not going to be the tag team champion for a long time. They were only transitional champions. That's all they were.
Yep.
Stop crying about it.
Yep.
Yes. Do we honestly need new tag teams like in the WWE for the women's? Absolutely. Stop putting all these people together. I agree. I would love to see Liv Morgan and Bliss as a tag team. I would like to see Raquel and Rhea as, even though I'm not a big Raquel fan, but there's a perfect tag team. That makes sense. No longer, don't do this Ricochet and Braun Strowman stuff. We already did that with Kane and X-Pac back in the day. Make it make sense.
Right. No, you're right. I have to agree with Mike. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
But who didn't see that loss coming? I mean, if you guys didn't see that coming, and that turn that Trish turned on, that was so obvious that was going to happen even before, because of the segment before that where Lita's laid out. Come on.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I honestly thought they'd string it out a little bit longer, because it was projected Becky and Trish at SummerSlam.
Right.
Like, they were projecting that to be, because that's a decent build up. But now you have to put them at Backlash against each other.
Yeah.
Because it's still fresh. Because it's not going to be fresh, and like it's not going to mean anything in 3 months or 3-4 months down the road in August. It's because the build up, that's too much of a gap. So they're obviously going to match at Backlash, and unless they continue to go and go and go and go. But
what I don't want them to do what I don't want them to do is start that long story of who did that to Lita in the back, and that be drawn out for weeks upon weeks. I hope that doesn't happen like that. We've seen that before, also.
Are we gonna get Becky, or not Becky, but Lita Trish at SummerSlam?
Maybe, which I don't think that's a good thing either. But anyway,
But yeah,
I think so.
Lita Trish SummerSlam.
Yeah, possible. Or would it be a Lita Trish Becky triple threat?
See, I wouldn't put Lita in there though. I want to tell you the reason why. When she first came back, she couldn't even hit the ropes correctly. I understand because of her neck. You know, she's so concerned about hurting it again. And she's so rusty right now that you're hurting her legacy that she's made for herself by having her do the stuff that she's doing. So I wouldn't. That's me.
Right. Sure. I agree. That's one of those things when you bring back these Hall of Famers, you know, they get in there and you wish that they would just stayed retired because of what they did back when they were young and healthy, and now they're getting older and hurt, and now you're gonna, like you said, you're gonna destroy her legacy, and that's. And she had a great. Lita was known as one of the best women's wrestlers, but you bring her back. You know what I'm saying? If you bring her back, that's gonna hurt that, and that sucks.
Right. She was also in, and don't forget, she was in ECW as well.
Yes.
She was in there as, was it Miss Congeniality?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people still don't know that.
That is exactly every time that I see Sting lace it up in AEW, I cringe because he doesn't need to be doing that.
Sting can still go though.
But I just feel like he's one move away from destroying his.
Yeah.
Because the younger fans, they don't realize what we had in NWO during Crow Sting, like that era. Like, they don't realize what we had. They see this run down version.
We got that right there.
Yeah.
The NWO.
The Wolfpack. There you go. Red and black.
We didn't have big W's on our championships.
Right.
Yeah. Our championships actually look like championships, not toys.
Oh yeah. They look like art.
Yep.
But
yeah. So next up we have Lashley versus Bronson Reed.
Holy fuck.
Hey,
excuse my language, but whoa.
Yeah. Those boys beat the shit out of each other.
Agreed.
I was kind of making fun of it, like not the match itself. I just said, I don't know. I just start making jokes. Said Bobby Lashley looked like he was like whispering in his ear, going, "You got some soft skin, boy."
You never know, man. It may.
I mean, he might have said that.
He might have.
I mean, I'm guessing that's what Big E was talking about when it's talking about big meaty men slapping meat.
Maybe.
That's where I started doing it, like, because I heard that. I was like, okay. I'm waiting for someone to come up with that, like a cutout thing where they do the where they say big. What do they say? Slapping big beefy men slapping meat. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
And then they just do that doom 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 Arby's. We have the meats.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
We're sponsored by Arby's.
Much Arby's, I wish, right? I didn't like the ending though. A count out.
I mean, you kind of have to do that so they can continue what they're doing.
Sure. Slapping meat.
Yeah. so they can slap some more meat next Monday.
Maybe. You had you had close to 1,000 pounds in that ring, man. I mean, come on. Those guys are big.
See, we were talking. Andrew and I were outside last night, and just talking wrestling, and then Jennifer was outside. We were just doing shit in the yard, and I said, "Man, I'm really digging Bobby Lashley." And Jennifer goes, "What? You used to hate that guy." I'm like, "Yeah, but this is different. His character now just feels different. Like he, I didn't like him when he was with the Hurt Business. I thought it was hot garbage with that. The whole Lana storyline was bullshit. And again, it goes back to the whole he wasn't given good creative.
Right.
He wasn't given good storylines to run with, in my opinion. And now he's got creative control and he can actually do the shit that he wants to do.
Agreed. Yep. I agree. I didn't like him with MVP. I'm glad he's not with him anymore. And Lana, I didn't dig that at all. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not on board as much as you are, Matt, with Bobby Lashley, but he still can go. Those men went like crazy, and I would not want to take a hit from either of them. So,
what about you, Mike? What's your feelings about Bobby Lashley? Apparently, I'm the only Bobby Lashley fan here. So.
Not that I don't like Bobby Lashley. It's not that by any means. But if I'm gonna trash talk Roman about how his mic skills were, I'm gonna kind of do the same thing. Bobby's gotten better, but when you just listen to him, it sounds like he's reading off like QR code, like not QR codes, but like fans holding up his lines, and he's all like, talking, see this, like I think he'd be better as a silent but deadly character. Have him talk every once in a while, kind of like Brock, Paul, say something stupid. Do something like that. But other than that, just I think, in all honesty, I like Bobby, but I think they kind of hurt him with the Brock Lesnar thing when they were doing that, because they should have had Bobby go over way more than he did.
Yeah. Okay.
Facts.
Now we go from one guy who can't talk on the mic to someone who actually can, and I absolutely love the promo Cody put on.
Are we talking about Enzo Amore when he held up the little guy and started singing? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I mean that was funny as shit, but no, I'm talking about Cody's promo he cut on Brock. He made me believe that he can beat Brock Lesnar for a minute.
He stumbled over his words, so if you listen to it, I'm trying to remember how he said it. He said, "You see prey." And then he went on from there. I have to re-listen to it, but you're calling yourself prey. It would have been better if you would have did something like this. That was time for you to announce his AEW run, his TNA run, his ROH run. You go, Brock, you think you're this big guy, you're this, do whatever you want to do. But I threw my ass through a flaming table in AEW. I did this. I did this. I did this. You haven't been where I've been, and I'd like to take you there. Do something like that.
Okay, yeah.
So you're saying, Mike, you're saying that he should have went more in depth instead of using the word pray. Hey, this is what I did do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm scared of you, but did you do this, this, and this?
Yep.
I have.
Yep.
I do agree with Matt. That was a great promo.
And even when you used that, though, you could have been like, he goes, remember, back in the day, I was part of, I was with the Predator. I was, I learned from the Predator. Randy Orton, I was part of Legacy. I learned from the best. You know, do stuff like that. Throw everything you can at that promo. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I like I said, I think Cody made me believe that he could beat Brock Lesnar last night. I really want to see him beat Brock Lesnar to, I guess, in Paul Heyman's words, prove that he and earn the spot against Roman again. I think for the next 3 pay-per-views, he's going to earn his spot at SummerSlam. I think that's what they're going to end up, like the route they're going to take. And that's just because I've watched enough WWE to see the writing on the wall. That's how they're going to get Cody back to SummerSlam and be in the main event. I think they're going to run that way with it while Roman cheats to keep retaining his title at Backlash, and then at King of the Ring, and then at Money in the Bank, and then here's SummerSlam a month later, and I think that might be where Cody gets his moment and wins championships, because that'll be after that. Right there would be well after breaking what's his name, the guy who's in third place,
RLS.
Yeah, Pedro. It'd be well after beating Pedro for the number 3 spot, I think, 3 or 4. But I mean, I think that's the angle they're taking.
I think you're all going to be disappointed, because I think you're going to see Roman Reigns have a title come next WrestleMania too. I just don't see them taking it all. I think I see them reaching for the sky and have him overcome all those for some reason.
You do realize for him to break Bruno's record.
There you go. What do you do?
I don't know.
You must not like my Roman Reigns thing, though. Oops. No, but I just seriously think that. I don't think Roman Reigns. I've heard Roman Reigns won't even be at Backlash.
Well, here's the thing. I think that you realize if Roman were to leave or to
sorry guys, my fucking phone started, like, the internet was like cutting in and out, and I could barely hear you guys, so it was just acting weird.
What I was saying is, if you realize that if Roman were to attempt, or if they were going to push Roman to beat Bruno's record and be the greatest, longest reigning champion of all time, we would have to put up with his stale ass run for another 2.5 to 3 years.
What do you think, Scott?
I mean, as much as everybody hates Roman Reigns, I'm a Roman Reigns fan, and I think that's what you're going to see. I think he's going to be. I think they want that to happen. They're not going to stop at the third best. He might be the second best. It might go that far. I'm just saying he's not going to have. They're not going to take both belts off of him. I think he's going to lose one. I think the brand split's going to cause that to lose one, and I think he's going to last. As stale as he might be, to some, there's a lot of Roman Reigns fans out there that want to see it, and I think they're going to listen to the fans, unfortunately.
So if they want him to beat Bruno Sammartino's record, he would need to be champion until WrestleMania Backlash of 2028. So you're talking another 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize how long, but I'm just saying.
So in my opinion, if he's still champion by then, I would hope that I would put myself down as a wrestling fan and just stop watching.
All right.
Something
if we're talking
like that
about,
just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense. Why would you do that?
I get that. I understand what you're saying. I get that. I didn't realize how many years that was, but I'm just saying he's gonna have a belt for maybe not both. He's gonna have the one that matters for that record. And yes, that is a long time. Yeah, I agree, 100%.
I mean, show up weekly and actually be present.
And I agree with that.
If you are the face of the franchise, so to speak, you got to show up, man. Like, there's don't cut a promo about John Cena being part-time, and then that's essentially what you are. You're part-time. You show up. You have one match a month. I mean,
so. All right, you hear me out. One, I'll get into that. Bruno Sammartino had it for 2,803 days. I don't see him holding it that long. I really don't. I would despise. I'm telling you right now, if he's gonna hold it that long, I don't want to watch it. But he still has to beat Bob Backlund. Bob Backlund's at 2,135 days. Third on that list is Hulk Hogan, 1,474 days. And fourth on that list is Pedro Morales, 1,027.
I think Hogan's more doable. Maybe they'll get him past Hogan, and then I don't know.
Well, you're talking September of next year.
So you're talking SummerSlam of next year?
No, Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel next year.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean,
and I'm not saying I disagree with you guys. I think now that I know 2028 to beat them all, no, that's just ridiculous. Oh, yeah. They might go for one more year to beat Hogan. And I don't know if I like Hogan better than like Roman Reigns, so I don't know if I agree with that. So.
It's not that I don't like Roman. I was one of the like, once I seen him in the Shield, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna be a main eventer. I can already tell, and then just being related to The Rock and all that stuff was just a bonus. I loved it because then you're gonna see Rikishi and everybody show up, and I was expecting a lot of that stuff. Every now and then you see, the I can never say their name. The Owahi family. Dude, I can't say it. My nieces are Hawaiian, and I can't even talk about that. It's not that I don't like him. I just don't think a long title run works nowadays. Because we were so damn spoiled. All of us were fucking, we were spoiled little fuckers with the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era. And I love seeing 5 to 6 people going after one guy for that championship. Oh, I want a championship match. Oh, well, I'm going to do this if I don't get one. I loved it. It was always something fresh, always something new, always something, and we enjoyed it. We loved it. You know what I mean? What did I say?
It says I can.
What the? I'll let you guys handle that because I will.
All right, I've been dealing with trolls for the last 2 days.
All right, hold on. I'm going over to YouTube.
All right.
Fire.
I can tell none of
We
you.
profile people. Okay.
can
Well,
play.
you can profile your ass on out of our show.
Okay.
Don't follow us. Don't subscribe. We don't need you in our chat.
Did you know
I don't know.
that trolls are secretly fans?
I mean,
They're just.
I don't have patience for people like you. I really honestly don't. So see yourself out of here and have a great day. And tell your mom I said hi. Give her a kiss for me. So we were talking about Roman Reigns being a paper
it's
champion.
just and it's not that I don't like him. I do. I think he's gotten better on the mic. I mean, I still can't forget about his sucker and succotash moment, but at the same time, it's it just doesn't work nowadays. It really doesn't. Back then, Bruno Sammartino and stuff, it worked back then because they only wrestled once a month,
Right.
twice a month.
Right.
You know.
Well, and it made it an attraction. Now that you have 3 shows weekly, you don't like. Yeah. Now it'd be something if he was defending that title once a week. You know, on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
Then I would be, I'd be like, all right, he's actually doing something with it, or once every other week.
Okay, so I got a question for you then. Do you think MJF should keep the title long term, or should he drop? Because he's just the same thing as Roman Reigns. He barely wrestles, and he doesn't wrestle on the Wednesday show hardly ever. They use him in the pay-per-view. So are we talking the same kind of thing? Because MJF is wrestles just as much as Roman Reigns does.
Yeah, I believe if you are the fucking champion, you need to be showing that you're the champion. You should be showing up on every show, every pay-per-view. Period.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm an MJF guy.
Because that's why I say about MJF. And so I see what you're saying. They don't use Roman Reigns. He doesn't show up. He wasn't there last night. He won't be there Friday probably, except for getting in the ring to say hi or backstage talking to Paul Heyman. So I do agree. If he's wrestling, maybe break that record, but he's not wrestling. So I get what you're saying. But I just wanted to make sure that we're on the same page with MJF too, because that guy don't wrestle either.
Yeah, no, he needs.
Yeah, he needs to drop the championship pretty darn quick.
How long has MJF had it?
Maybe 2 months, right?
He took it last fall because he took it off of Moxley.
Yeah, that's right. So
is he the longest running AEW champion right now?
I have no idea.
No.
Who's the longest running?
Jade Cargill.
How many days has MJF had the title?
I think it's time to start pushing your younger talent, and MJF needs to, See, I don't know how to feel about MJF in general. I love that I love the heel move. I love that he keeps kayfabe. I love all that stuff. But is it kayfabe or is he really a prick? That's the real question.
Well, he said in a few shoot interviews that he is your, and this is his words. I'm paraphrasing. He says he's a neurotic Jew at heart. That he's a very awkward and neurotic in like behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
You go, and what he is on screen and at the press conferences is him dialed up to 1,000. It's him. It's his what he wants to be, but is it? It's a persona.
Yeah, but like if I meet him, I understand keeping kayfabe, 100%.
Oh yeah.
But if I meet him, I don't want him being a dick to me because you're gonna make me mad, and I'm gonna start yelling at you, and then you're gonna call security.
He was at the convention in Indiana. He was a prick. They showed several videos of him signing stuff and just whipping the pictures and taking the toys from a kid.
Yeah, and throwing them and crying at the kid.
Yeah.
Well, I guess. Did you? I don't know if you follow Wheezy Blonde on TikTok.
Oh, I heard all about it.
That shit's hilarious.
Yeah.
Goes, hey Blondie, come here.
Yeah.
November 19th to 2022.
Yeah. So he's held it for 143 days.
Yeah.
All right. With that, I would have him hold, but be on every show, but have him hold it for 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know it's just to kind of get that standpoint of, you know, MJF's been there. He's you know, homegrown pretty much. Besides when he showed up on WWE as a security guard that got pushed, but you know, I have him hold it for 6 months, and then like 6 months, 2 weeks or whatever, then have him drop it.
Right.
So it'd be double or nothing. He'd probably, because that's in May.
Yeah. Why not?
I know we're still in with the whole Raw deal, but Battle of the Belts, to me, there's no title defenses. Why are you calling it Battle of the Belts? Like, the main titles aren't being defended for AEW?
I missed the last couple. I gotta go back and watch them. You know, this constant me being like, I'm over here and I'm over here. And, you know, I'm juggling myself here.
They had like secondary champions on for that, and like you don't. If it's Battle of the Belts, to me, you'd want at least one of your mainstay titles to be on the line. You'd at least want your tag team championships on the line. I mean, throw a big name out there. Like the one we went to, I think it was Wardlow versus, and it was for the TNT Championship. Now that was all right. It was Wardlow and Jay Lethal, the one that Andrew and I went to. And then I think it was Jade Cargill versus Sky Blue or some bullshit. It's like, okay, it's a squash match. It was legit a 3-minute squash match. And it did nothing for any of the championships.
Right.
I don't understand. If it's Battle of the Belts, why not have your champion, your mainstay champion, on that show?
Yeah.
But I'm just being a fickle fan at that point, so.
Fickle fan.
So, what was next on that, since I'm like way off?
Usos defeated Alpha Academy.
Yeah, I mean,
They finally look good. They look good together. I think that the Usos really did. I liked how they performed.
I'll take you.
Thank you.
shoes, please.
Please.
Now he did look good. They both that match. That I think all 4 of them looked good. I was impressed with the big man Otis, right?
Otis.
Otis. Gable, I agree now. Someone said, I think Matt said last week, Gable needs a run. I agree. He looked strong in the ring. He looked good.
Dude. Yeah, I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I think we're probably gonna say the same thing.
All right. I've been talking about Chad Gable for a long ass time, saying that he is the next Kurt Angle. He's but he's getting up there in age, and if they don't do something with him soon, he's just gonna be another guy that worked for WWE.
Can we change his character though? Can we take the shoosh please out of his mouth and make him a badass?
You could do that, but remember, Kurt Angle did that stuff too.
True.
Remember, he was in a man's world, and he loved playing with little boys. Remember that?
Yeah.
So.
And he's just a sexy Kurt because he's going to make your ankle hurt.
But no, I get what you mean. Like, make him, you can kind of be goofy, but then when he actually snaps, he can be like, lethal, crazy guy in the fucking ring.
Yeah. And I think I might be able to dig him.
Now, I want to see him, like, part of the persona, like, Kurt Angle had the mouthpiece, right? I want to see Chad Gable do something along those lines. Like, he's an Olympian. Yeah, he was an Olympic wrestler too, wasn't he, Chad Gable? Mm-hmm. I mean, I want to see something along those lines. I mean, he's already almost the not second coming of Kurt, but almost the Wish version of Kurt Angle, I guess.
Whoa! That's my boy that we're talking about, all right?
I mean, but he's not Kurt Angle. What I'm trying to say, he's a knockoff Kurt Angle. Like, he is.
I think you had it correct the first time, the second coming. But, I mean, to me, if he's the second coming, to you, he's the Wish version.
I mean, Kurt Angle is just an absolute, like, he didn't let, I don't know if he just didn't let Vince make him into Shorty G. I think that kind of ruined it. That Shorty G gimmick was absolute trash. Absolute trash.
Yeah.
I think that took a year or two off of his chances at being a champion.
But remember, Booker T, everybody had really crazy gimmicks. We had Stone Cold singing the Vince McMahon at one point in time, and the What chants are, still going on to this day. You have, the five-time WCW champion, Booker T. You have,
yeah, but you with Chad Gable, you have an Olympian who turned into street rapper. It just didn't work.
I agree. And I agree. I agree. Trust me. We just needed do-rag Vince and we were ready to go.
Well, I mean, we got Gomez McMahon now, so.
Right.
All right. Oh,
let's go back to talking about Gable, please.
Yeah.
Get that vision out of my head. I had that vision out of my head for the past 2 days. I hadn't seen that, but now you bring it back, and that sucks.
Well, yeah, you better get him out of your head. He might have you sign an NDA, but I like Chad Gable. I love Chad Gable. I think he's amazing.
He might get some of that hush money, so that could help fund us.
Yeah, there you go. No, I watched that match last night, and I said, "Yep, he can wrestle. Yep, okay, that's what everybody's talking about." Because I guess I was overwhelmed with all this shoosh please bullshit. They had that game show when he was on there against I can't remember who they were against, but they were just in stupid storylines, dumb segments. That's why I didn't like him. Now that I got to see him wrestle, he went hard, and he can go. So he has my respect.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, he suplexed fucking Braun Strowman at fucking.
Yeah. I mean, now David Arquette. No, I have no respect for him. So.
Whoa.
That was a shoot. That was a work, not a shoot.
Wow. Anyway, we had a
That was-
triple threat match.
I went for shock value there. I got it. So that's good.
Oh God, that hurts.
You gonna be all right there, Princess?
I'm telling you right now. One day, Dave Arquette's gonna see like the videos I make.
Well,
you're like, yes. Here he is.
So I was on my way back from Detroit on Saturday, and let's see if I can find it. Dad Hat. One of my real good friends on TikTok. He's over there working with. I think he's on.
Geeks and Noobs.
Noobs. Yeah.
The YouTube channel is the TN or TGN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World
TGN
Championship They do a podcast on Saturday nights called World Championship Wreckage, and every week that they do a fan vote of what they talk about the next week. Well, this week was David Arquette.
Thank you.
And when I don't know if you can see it,
yeah,
but David Arquette retweeted it and said thank you.
See, damn it, this is what I'm talking about. That once again, I start something and I don't make you credit for it. Damn it.
Well, our podcast, we gave a shout out. Matt went weeks and weeks and weeks calling out Ken Anderson, and he showed up. So maybe you ought to be calling out David Arquette and do something like that.
I'm gonna call him out and go on a wrestling match so I could beat a former champion. No. No, I like David Arquette. I got respect for that man.
I mean, now that I know all of his the backstory of him giving all of his he made no money during that title run or during his run at all in WCW, if I'm correct.
No, he took all his money and gave it to the Owen Hart Foundation and people like Draws. That man got way more respect for me than anything.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a cheap plug, sorry.
No, you're good, man. No. You want to shock value and you got it.
I did.
That's the point, is trying to,
That's going to go up on TikTok, so after I'll clip
that's
it.
what we call cheap heat.
Cheap heat. I gave it cheap heat. After Penn over here gave us bullshit, I thought we better come back and get some cheap heat.
There was a small little tear that came down when you did that, though.
I seen it.
Part of him died, I think.
I seen it. Part of that diva guy died. So
you all you had to do is do.
You're the greatest diva champion. You have the belt.
Let's be real. I have the belts. All right.
Okay. Yeah. You are the true wrestling fan. You got all that merch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, never. That's the only way to be a real wrestling fan.
It is.
That's the only way.
All right. So we're at the Usos and
we're talking about that triple threat match: Io Sky, Piper Niven, Mia Yim. I mean,
that was supposed to be Bailey's time. Come on.
Well, they're going to kick her out. I firmly believe they're going to kick her out of Damage Control.
Yeah, it's like putting the seed down that they're about to break up.
I mean, they couldn't have Bailey get kicked out the same night Trish turned on Becky, so that's coming. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
And just don't know who they're gonna bring in to be the third member of Damage Control to take over.
Asuka.
Oh, that might be good.
Or bring Mandy Rose back. Let her.
Yeah.
I mean, so Io Sky finally gets to showcase her talent as a singles wrestler. I think she's been kind of pushed. She hasn't had a good singles match since she came up to the main roster. Right. And she actually was able to showcase against two mid-card women. I'm not a fan of Piper Niven. I do like Mia Yim. She can go, but I'm just not a fan of Piper Niven.
Once again, you're not going to be people are not going to be a fan of everybody, she's got her fans. Just like, some people don't like Roman, some people do. And
Right.
you're gonna have your fan base. I mean, everybody's got a fan base.
Right.
But dude, I still believe R-Truth needs to run with the WWE Championship. That's another person I need. I'm still trying to push to get. I actually talked to him.
Oh,
R-Truth, not like on can't like, but I was in the comments, and he was talking to what's her name?
Mike.
Sienna?
No, he was talking to the other Funkadactyl.
Charmel? No, not Charmel. It's Naomi and
I have no idea.
Alexa, what were the Funkadactyls' names?
Cameron.
From Wikipedia.org, Nelson, Hazel, and Fullwood became the backbone of Funkadelic, which was originally the backup band for the Parliaments, only to later become an independent touring.
Stop. I'm not asking you no more questions. Anyway, Cameron.
How many no more lies?
Yeah. Cameron, and he was sitting there talking about roach milk.
Whoa.
I think he was trolling her. He was just going, yeah, man, it's got a lot of protein. I don't know. He looks so serious.
Right.
But, dude, he's R-Truth. He could take the most ridiculous, stupidest things and make it seem like he's, like, dead serious on it.
Yeah.
Well, I loved how he tried inserting himself in that Money in the Bank match a few years back. And it's like, you're not even in this match. He goes, what? I'm not? I'm sorry about that, dog.
That's on me. That's on me.
Oh, that's great. And then anyone who's watched wrestling in the last 15 years knows about Lil Jimmy.
Yes.
No.
You gotta show Scott where that picture of
Oh yeah, look right here. That's right here. Like the John Cena and Little Jimmy's autograph right here. You just can't see it.
Yeah. So small. Nice.
So, of course, Io went over in that match. It was your typical triple threat match. I didn't have anything in my notes about that for that specific.
I'll be honest.
It was what it was.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest. My night staff came in and I had to go up and talk to him for a minute, so I missed that match completely. So,
I think they need to start developing the women a little bit more. Just for people to care more. Like you want people to care for like them like they do Charlotte and Rhea and Bianca. Yeah. I'm not a Bianca fan, but if you want people to actually give a shit, you need to start pushing them.
Yeah.
Showcasing them.
Then we ended the night with KO versus Solo. And that was... I was expecting more.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting more. I came away a little bit... I came away a little bit disappointed. I think that's the best way to really describe it. You knew there was going to be a beatdown at the end. You knew that was going to happen. And then what ensued after the fact, where Matt Riddle and Sami Zayn, they couldn't make it to the, like, they had travel issues and they're not at the arena and all this and that. Well, come on.
Yeah. Who didn't know they were coming? Who didn't know that they were going to be there at the end?
Yeah.
Come on. Running down the court, running down the ramp. Oh my God, I was going to say, come on.
And the one thing that Jim Cornette has said in the past that I agree with, why are we playing entrance music when we're running down to save somebody? Like, can it just be like running through the crowd or something and like go and save your buddy? Like, save a guy who's in distress. Why don't you have to like have your walk down music? Like, why? I don't.
Yeah, well, if you already know that they're coming, it's stupid to
Yeah.
to play it.
Like, they made sure they played Sami Zayn's entrance music.
I think because right now, dude, Sami Zayn's still kind of hot right now, dude. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not a fan of Riddle being part of that. I think they could have picked somebody else to do what he's doing. To be honest with you, what I did though was Kevin Owens sold that knee hard. Did a great job with that. How in a lot of spots he they grabbed that knee, and that was good. But like Matt said, I wish there was more.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're coming up to a 3-on-3 tag team match coming up.
Yeah,
Riddle and Sami Zayn and KO versus the Usos and Solo.
Yeah, just like you said, I really wish they would have picked someone different than Matt Riddle to be part of that.
I mean, they had that whole storyline where Cody Rhodes came in and got them together and all this stuff. But now you have Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar, where I think Cody Rhodes would be good in that with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you start something and then halfway through it, you're like, uh-oh, forget about that. And I don't know.
So are you guys ready for Brock Uso? Kidding. I'm joking. I was making stupid things like that going, Brock, you're going to be part of the bloodline.
No, please don't. I will stop watching wrestling altogether. Don't do that.
Oh, God.
Brock Uso.
I do see a breakup, and I do see that title run not lasting long with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I think there's going to be some. They're already uncertain about each other. With that, if you remember last week with that locker room issue where Kevin Owens was there looking at his belts, and there was confusion there. So I think it's setting up for some kind of turn.
Well,
maybe.
Who do you take? Who do you give him? You can't give him back to the Usos. It's quick.
No, you can't do that. Not that quick. You can't.
I mean,
but if you're gonna make the bloodline powerful still, with keeping Roman Reigns with the belt, maybe at SummerSlam let the Usos get the belts back.
Or you let Solo go and beat the shit out of Austin Theory and take the United States Championship away from him.
Right. You can do that too.
Or Walter. I think Gunther rather.
Gunther. Remember and see, I don't watch NXT, but I know they feuded in NXT. Solo.
Oh yeah.
That could be an option.
Yeah.
Throw a belt on. I think Solo won't have a single championship until probably SummerSlam. That's my guess.
See what happens.
I mean,
right.
So that was the last match?
Yeah, that was the last match.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
Raw overall, I think, was way better this week. Way better.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah. It again went fast. To me, I watched it from start to end, and it went fast. Faster than the last week was like, oh my God, this is horrible. But,
well, yeah, you actually were entertained by it. That's why.
Yes, absolutely.
And I still go back, and this will be my hill to die on. Raw needs to go back to being 2 hours long.
Yep, agreed.
I don't mind 3 hours as long as they're. The thing is, you can actually push storylines on that. There's ways to do it. Back Russo's Aggression era, we had nothing but phenomenal things that went on, like matches and storylines and all that stuff. You can still do that, but for some reason they felt like they lost their touch on it. So, well, Vince lost his touch, but we'll see what happens.
So, with that, I think that's that closes the book on this week. Is there anything? Well, you got your show Thursday, Free Talk Wrestling.
Yep, on the Panda Wrestling Company. And then I have a very, very, very special one going to be on Botch and Chair Shots on Sunday, the 30th of this month. We are going to be talking, and it's not to disrespect anybody else's podcast right now, and because we're going to be talking about certain thing that nobody likes talking about. So,
You can say you can,
Say
or
it on
unless
here.
unless Will Gray doesn't want you to say anything.
No. We're going to be speaking about Chris Benoit. His version and my version are two different things. It's more talking about first we're going to talk about the conspiracy theories and all that stuff, which me and him don't believe in. But we're going to talk about this is what's going on, this is what people think, and what our thoughts about it is. And then towards the end, I'm going to give my straight take on it, what I believe, what I think happened, and how I think the WWE should be taking more responsibility for Eddie and a lot of these, and Benoit, and Test, and a lot of people that have passed away because of either CT or depression and all that stuff. And Vince McMahon didn't want to shell out the money to make sure these guys were taken care of.
Vince was too busy having affairs and paying off people the hush money to care about his talent. To be honest with you,
yeah, that's just we're doing that, and then I'm working on something myself pretty soon here. Got a name for my show and everything. I just don't know where I'm going to have it yet. If I'm going to just do it by myself, or if I'm going to go ahead and have it on Panda. It's going to be called Mic Drop. But I got to sit there and talk to Panda and say uncensored. Like, I don't want them telling me what I can talk about, what I can't talk about. Yeah. So, and I'm going to try to launch that here soon. And it's going to be on Tuesdays. I still be doing this during the day, but mine be Tuesdays at night, where we used to be on Free Talk. But yeah, Thursdays at 9 Central, 10 Eastern, Panda Wrestling Company. Be on there and come listen to a bunch of us degenerates just talk, act like jackasses like we normally do.
There you go. That's all, Matt.
That's been our first full with the best trio in the podcasting business today. The HPWP Wrestling Podcast.
Bow to the masters. Break it down. Bow to the masters.